Some long days and I ain't got the time for it. I ain't got the time. Some long days and cold nights. Hold on. Wipe this on. Hello?
Graham being funny. Facebook being funny. Sorry, guys.
Them dog days and cold nights, short days and long nights. Around that stick tight, grind hard for a little light. Try and get that cash right. And niggas ain't acting right. With them dog days and cold nights, short days and long nights. Around that stick tight, grind hard for a little light. Try and get that cash right. And niggas ain't acting right. Okay, I rise, advance. I ain't worried about these guys. If a nigga got a problem, then he knows just where I'm at. Even if I ain't grinding, you can catch me in the trap. Some would worry about money, rob a hurry on my lap. You know we carry weight just like a mover. I'm raw, you can smell me. I don't have to play the super. They told me stick my mind to. I use rappers of maneuver. It's a guarantee if you ain't talking moolah, screw you. I never trust a broad. It's money or the draws. I take on the flight and leave it with the stars. Bread still walking the yard. I gotta hold him down. And every shot gotta count like it's the only round. They say he was a thug, walking on holy ground. Late night, thought he was snaking, they couldn't hold the pound. Some get a strike for that, some get a strike for that. None of my boys co-signed it, I ain't piping. Some dog days and cold nights, short days and long nights. Around that stick tight, grind hard for a little light. Try and get that cash right. And niggas ain't acting right. With them dog days and cold nights, short days and long nights. Around that stick tight, grind hard for a little light. Try and get that cash right. And niggas ain't acting right. I ain't chasing none of you hoes. Different turn up hoes. Where else you go? And that's all you know. You be in the hills. I be in the trenches. I be in the field. Outside the fences. Always on offense. Never get that defense. Talking about that life. How you really don't live it. I be with your bitches. You be with the snitches. Hold away. And me, that's my chopper dog. Try to play your body, change your brain, I'm in the top song. If we hit it, fucking love, nigga, know you're not so hard. I can down these videos like a pen with a bullet mark. I remember days when the rock in the stolen car. Now I'm taking flight, first class with the fast fry. That nigga eating good, no, I ain't got a star. Nigga jump, baby, eating chicken with the garlic sauce. All days and cold nights, short days and long nights. Around that stick tight, grind hard for a little light. Try and get that cash right. And niggas ain't acting right. With them dog days and cold nights, short days and long nights. Around that stick tight, grind hard for a little light. Try and get that cash right. And niggas ain't acting right.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Comfort Level Podcast. It's me, your hostess, Janny Schmanny. And today we have our topic, which is marijuana, recreational and medicinal. And we're going to talk about how the marijuana laws affect society, taking some literature from PubMed Central, and talk about a little bit about recreational use, the difference between medical and regular marijuana. And we're going to take from our experts at Warner Orthopedics, Dr. Meredith Warner, who also has a new book out, Bone on Bone, which is about avoiding surgery and healing pain naturally. So before we get into it, and our chosen track, that was my artist, Spark Easy, along with Rock Jenkins, that was called Cold Nights. And I chose that. Oh, listen, what's up, Mills? What's up, King? So if you want to pop in the live, if you're on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch, you'll be able to click on the link in the comments, in the chat, and then I'll bring you in on the live, and you can be on air with me as I discuss this. But before we discuss this, I just want to reiterate that the Comfort Level Podcast does bring topics to be discussed, disclosed, and made aware of. We do not have any degree in medical or physical care. Our care comes from us creating a comfortable environment to educate the podcast as well as the viewers. So to say, we are textbook, and it would be good to try to obtain. We try to obtain reliable sources from different experts as we go along, and so you also have to know that the opinions and the comments of our viewers, as well as the experts, are not necessarily the views of the Comfort Level Podcast. But and your comments, they are deemed as our permission to include your name on our show. So if you would like to be in the show, you can click the link in the StreamYard. And also I sent out a couple emails to a couple people if they would like to be in, such as my co-host, former co-host, or whatever. If you can't click on the link, you can drop your email in the comments, and I can also send you an email out link as we start this discussion. All right. So we're going to talk about how the marijuana laws affect society. But before I get into that, something that I wanted to talk about is, it's funny to me, and this is the reason why I wanted to do this show, is because I'm riding down the street every day and I see all these dispensaries popping up. Dispensaries. Some of them say no license needed or anything, to go in and buy weed. So one thing I noticed about them is I haven't been in a dispensary in New Jersey. I suffer from back problems and nerve damage and a bunch of other things combined, and have been recommended some different marijuanas, different tinctures and things like that to ease pain. So, but I've noticed these dispensary names, and they all got these crazy names. And I just wanted to tell you guys a few of them to see how funny you guys think they're funny. Now, make sure you're in the comments and let me know what you think. Okay. So I wrote down 20 of them. Yeah, 20 of them. Like, it's a lot of dispensaries popping up in New Jersey. Some of them are close together, 3 or 4 in the cities, right there in the neighborhood, in the town. It's right there. You know what I mean? When before it wasn't like that. You know what I mean? When these dispensaries first came out, it was only like 1 or 2, and you couldn't even get in there. You really had to have the ultimate doctor's note. So they have one I saw was called Sweet Spot. Not too bad. Eastern Green. And one of the very first ones that came was Cure Leaf. And funny how they call that Cure Leaf, where doctors feel as though marijuana does cure certain ailments. They have the Honey Grove, Cannabis, BIST. It's like, like cannabis. They also have the Botanist, so those are like scientists, if have you, something like that. NPX, they have Nurse Cannabis. Some of them aren't too crazy, but then you got ones that are like Highway 90, Beyond Hello. Those, you know what I mean? Those are really crazy. How about this one? Chow 420. Chow 420. What does that mean? You know, I think about it as chow as like you might be eating, or you know, it's a staple. 420. It's a staple. Okay. They got the sunny side, the green oasis, the cottonmouth, just all kinds of stuff. Daylight. And then they have stuff like Restore, Holistic Solutions, ones that, you know, those like that make you feel a little bit better. But the New Jersey state law says that you have to be 21 and older, and recreational, 21 and older, to have up to 6 ounces of cannabis or cannabis products in your possession. So it's legal to have that in your possession. And by the way, when I say legal to have it in your possession, this means that you know, granted that you're not in any trouble, you know what I mean? If you cause some trouble and you got 6 ounces of weed on you or whatever, it's bagged up or whatever and stuff like that, you know, when I say bagged up, I mean packaged for sale. It's not legal. It's not legal. It's not legal. Any comments? Any comments? Now, I'm not expecting anybody to come on here and say that they smoke marijuana or they use marijuana for whatever reason that they have, but we're talking about the laws and the effects of in the culture and the community. So that's basically you know, how it affects society by changing the laws and making legalization of marijuana. All right. So let's get into it. First of all, we want to know the difference between medical marijuana and regular marijuana. All right. Is there anybody out here that do know the difference? Quality. Somebody said quantity. It feels good to smoke weed freely these days. Yes, yeah. You can smoke weed freely and you don't have to worry about, oh, well, the cops smelt me or who smelt me or whatever. You know what I mean? Because you could be smelling somebody weed, but they got osteoporosis and they need to smoke a joint a day or a joint every hour or whatever. You know what I mean? It's those people that go to those dispensaries and have prescriptions for weed. The prescription also tells you how to smoke it. You know what I mean? They recommend that you smoke it in paper or a pipe. Ain't no backwoods and no blunts and stuff like that, because tobacco is causing cancer. We're going to talk about that too in a minute. Yeah. So marijuana, or some people, you know, technically cannabis sativa, it's a plant that contains psychoactive chemicals. This psychoactive chemical is THC. Okay, now I can't pronounce everything, but it's tetrahydrocannabinol. So you guys, you know what THC is, okay? So, and that it can produce a range of physical and psychological effects. Would you say no? The difference is no fentanyl in medical weed. Right. You chances are that you will not get fentanyl in medical marijuana. You go to a legal place to buy it. Okay. So the marijuana plant is often used for both medical and recreational purposes, but there's some key differences between the two uses of it. Okay, so medical marijuana refers to the use of marijuana to treat certain conditions or symptoms and ailments. It's recommended typically by a doctor that can and it can be used to help manage these conditions such as chronic pain, nausea, insomnia, anxiety, neuropathy, even muscle spasms. And I can attest to that. In many states, medical marijuana is legal and it can be purchased at a licensed dispensary with a valid recommendation. Some places you must have that valid recommendation from a doctor in order to buy it. Okay, so that's different. It's regulated. Okay, so that's the difference. What is regular marijuana? The same thing that you get in that. No. Well, regular marijuana or recreational marijuana is often used for enjoyment rather than for medical purposes. And many people, they self-medicate themselves with recreational marijuana for a variety of the same conditions. But it's typically smoked, vaporized, even eaten, so that it can produce a feeling of relaxation and euphoria. But in some states, recreational marijuana is legal and it can be purchased at a licensed dispensary without a recommendation. Let me say that again, because this is something that I did not know. In some states, recreational marijuana is legal and can be purchased at a licensed dispensary without a recommendation. In some states, I believe New Jersey is one of them because I've seen the scene signs. But what they're saying is late night services. What they're not saying that. What they're saying is you're getting non-prescription weed. That's what it is, non-prescription weed. I don't see the difference in whatever, but let's see what the difference is. I won't know what the difference is. There's just several key differences between medical and recreational marijuana, and we're going to point this stuff right on out to you. So one of the main differences is the purpose of the use. That is the difference, the purpose. Are you using it to ease the pain, or are you just using it to forget about everything? You want to forget about the pain, but it's not going to make you forget about everything. I'm going to tell you that right now. But it can put you in a state of euphoria where you don't give a shit. How about that? Yeah. They let you sleep. They give it to cancer patients and it helps them eat. For people that, don't have an appetite, it increases the appetite. And those are things that I know from experience. Let me see. So one of the main differences is the purpose of the use. Medical marijuana is used to treat specific medical conditions, whereas recreational marijuana is used for enjoyment. Another difference is the legal status of the two uses. The legal status of the two uses. In many states, medical marijuana is legal with a recommendation, whereas recreational marijuana is illegal. However, some states have legalized both medical and recreational marijuana. I happen to live in the state of New Jersey, where both is happens to be legalized. So the way that marijuana is used, it can differ between medical and recreational purposes. Medical marijuana is often taken in a controlled manner, such as in a tincture form, like a liquid, or as an edible with a known number of milligrams per item, like candy, cakes, and stuff like that. So many milligrams in there, you want to eat one candy 3 times a day or something like that could be a prescription. Whereas recreational marijuana is often smoked or vaporized. We vape it in or we smoke it. Today, the flower form of marijuana is actually recommended for medicinal purposes as well. So it's simply quite difficult to monitor the actual doses when that delivery method is utilized. Okay, so it's hard for them to monitor when you're rolling up joints. That's what it is. You're not going to meter out every joint that you roll, and every joint is not going to have the same amount of marijuana in it. So as always, you need to consult a doctor before using either medical or recreational marijuana. They may be able to provide you with additional information, more guidance, or a medical recommendation to use marijuana. Additionally, make sure that you check the laws in your state and your local jurisdiction surrounding both medical and recreational marijuana. If you are considering recreational or medical marijuana but plan on purchasing this on the street, don't. Just like Mills Young said, the difference is no fentanyl in the medical weed. If fentanyl is a big problem, it's taking people out like crazy. And if you want to take your chances, take your chances. Marijuana sold in licensed and legal dispensaries is often more expensive, but yeah, it's more expensive than you can find on the black market. But however, you paying for having no risk of the fentanyl being laced into the drug. Simple as that. And we're getting that from Dr. Meredith Warner. Okay? No risk. No risk. All right. So guys, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, I hope that you have a safe place to purchase marijuana if you're using the marijuana or whatever. Any questions out here? Any questions out here before we go into how the marijuana laws are affecting society? Yeah, thank God for medical weed, and thank God for the people that you can trust that I don't want to say, you know what I mean, though. You gotta be careful. You gotta know what you're doing, period. I'm not telling y'all how to go get your medical card either, because it's all over the internet. I know. Who knew that they would be doing this to the weed and contaminating it nowadays? I mean, it's crazy because they do it to everything. They want to contaminate everything. And the thing of it is doing that. I don't think that I can't see how wise it is. Like really for the streets, because you putting this stuff in doesn't make your weed more potent than anybody else, or keep coming back because you're killing them. So that's one thing, you know what I mean? If they get, getting sick or getting killed and stuff like that, and people got to be brought back because you don't put something in it, that's crazy. How are you making any money? How's the money keep the flow of the money? The government is after you anyway because you're not paying taxes. You're doing something illegal, and this is why. But I'm gonna tell you that the government did see that this is a big commodity, and that's why it's legalized. Okay, because it's not gonna stop. It just. So let's get in. Let's get into this. All right, we got the PubMed Central here, and it says implications of marijuana legalization for adolescent substance use. Because this is the growing problem, and the reason why I really wanted to do this, because a lot of adolescents are now smoking. They're smoking in public. They're smoking around their parents. They're just constantly smoking. That's what they do. You know what I mean? And they think it's all right because it's legal, but it actually becomes disrespectful. You can put more names on it, but I'm just going to leave it at that one name, disrespectful. All right. So marijuana that is legally available for adults have multiple implications for adolescent substance use. One potential effect that legalization may have is an increase in adolescent use to increased availability. It's right. Greater social acceptance and possibly lower prices. Yes. Lower prices in the streets, people are accepting it more, and all the kids are smoking. Mm-hmm. Legalization may also facilitate the introduction of new formulations of marijuana, edibles, vapes, all kinds of things. You know what I mean? And with stuff potentially have higher potencies, all this stuff. Edibles are dangerous. You got to know your body. You got to know the milligrams and how much you're eating, because once you consume it, it's not coming out your body. It's not the same way food works in your body or anything else that has to run its course through your body. Once you eat that brownie, however the potency is, however it hits you, you have sent some people to hospitals, at parties, and things like that. Not just regular people, but celebrities. We've heard them and read the stories. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, it's unknown what adolescent consumption patterns will be if marijuana is widely available and marketed in different forms, or what effects different patterns of adolescent use will have on cognition, the development of marijuana use disorders, school performance, and the development of physical illnesses. Also, it's unclear whether adolescent users will be experiencing higher levels of THC compared with previous generations of users due to higher potencies. They got some bad weed out here today. You know what I mean? They got some bad weed. All the weed have different names and different potencies, and it's much stronger. It's much stronger than it used to be when we were coming up. Okay. So while previous studies of side effects of adolescent marijuana use provide some guidance for the current policies and public health recommendations, these new studies will be needed to answer, in the context of use within a legal adult environment. They have to have all these new studies. But there are claims that marijuana has medicinal benefits, and they create additional challenges, though, for adolescent prevention efforts. It's with the messages, it's, I don't know. Somebody says harmful and then it's not harmful. Prevention and treatment approaches will need to address the perceptions of the safety of marijuana, the claims of its medicinal use, and you got to consider your family-wide effects, as older siblings and parents may increasingly openly consume and advocate for marijuana use. So, like, with the generations that's already have been smoking weed, with all these new marijuanas and stuff coming out, it's you know what I mean? It's contradictory for the children. No, you know what I mean? I have seen some kids, I'm like, wonder if they can handle that. I don't know. It's crazy. So that's what it is, It's kind of scary to know that, maybe this 13-year-old that's trying to smoke marijuana, it might be 17, not to be 18. They think they're grown, smoke marijuana and can't handle it, or eat some edible and can't handle it. You know what I mean? Just just said, oh, well, it's legal. I'm at a party. I'll try it. Can't you don't know what you're doing. Okay, that is not the time to try marijuana at a party. It's not. It's not. And in my opinion, I don't think that marijuana is very harmful. I don't. And I do think that it has medicinal uses. Yeah. But you have to have guidance. You have to have guidance for primary care physicians that need it. They need it. You know what I mean? Screening, counseling, stuff like that. I don't know. Widespread legalization of marijuana implies that as law enforcement approaches for marijuana control decline, public health, medical, and scientific efforts to understand and reduce negative consequences of adolescents' marijuana use. So, I mean, it needs to be substantially increased to levels that, just like with those efforts for tobacco and alcohol, they have to, they need to. Just, the Surgeon General report from 1964 says that smoking is harmful. So what about the smoke? The report and the efforts by anti-smoking groups, physician and public health agencies resulted in a shift in public perceptions of smoking, and was followed by a steady decline of smoking in the United States, resulting in 8 million lives being saved since 1964 due to tobacco control policies. What do you think about the marijuana control policies? Are they going to be able to control it? I don't know. Claims that marijuana has medicinal properties, widespread state level legalization of marijuana, recent recreational legalization in 2 states, and advertising of marijuana's purported harmlessness may lead to a substantial increase in adolescent marijuana abuse and dependence. See, this is the thing. This is the thing. Even though we think that smoking weed is harmless, it's not harmless to an adolescent that is hooked on it and that can't afford to purchase. Alabama, hi Christine. Alabama just got medical marijuana. We are moving with the times. She said, thank God. I feel you, sister. I feel you. But anyway, yeah, it's moving with the times, but what the concern is the you. Oh, you scared me so bad. King Gritty Grit. What a name. Oh. But anyway, took me there. Anyway, it's the concern for the youth. You're 14, 15 years old, you run around smoking weed. You only got $15 a week for your allowance. I mean, you want to spend your $15 on weed, how it is, or you smoking your friend's weed and you got to trust that it's not fentanyl and stuff in it. And that's a big concern for me. That's a big concern. I don't know. I know a majority of the American population, they now support the marijuana legislation, suggesting that future policy shifts in the United States are likely to move toward increased marijuana legalization. And just like Christine said, Alabama just got it. They're knocking down states. Each state is going to get it. This is it. It's here to stay. It's here to stay. And we just need to monitor our kids. That's all. Just need to monitor our kids and make sure, So it's a lot. I think that states like Colorado and stuff like that, they have the highest per capita number of medical marijuana license holders. And, I don't want to get into it, but, it's different places that do it. But, it's a lot of analyzation going on, for this legalization, But I just thought it was funny, all the names that of the dispensaries and stuff like that, Cottonmouth and I don't know, Midnight High and all this stuff. I've been, going past for it, and I thought it was funny, but you got to be careful because there's one on every corner. Nobody feels bad about giving anybody any marijuana these days. You know what I mean? They think that it's totally safe. Magical mushrooms too. And it's legal to ship it in the mail. Let me put this up here for people to see. What it say? Christine says, and then they just approved magical mushrooms for certain types of medical conditions. And it's the legal to ship it in the mail. I heard that. So I heard somebody told me that the magic mushrooms would do stuff for you. But this is the thing. They are like you say, hallucinogenics and stuff like that. How long is this shit going back? I don't want to take nothing and then hallucinate myself out of pain or whatever. Then when I come back, come back. And then when I'm back to myself, I'm still in pain. It's just not. For me, I don't think that I would do it for fun. I may have started out doing it for fun, but somewhere along the line, it turned into a pain reliever. I don't know. But it's been years and years and years and years. Maybe marijuana it could be a possible substitute for other substances. A study just proved that they will regenerate brain cells that have been hurt due to strokes and other brain issues. I know. Your neurologist just told you that. I know. You should have clicked on the link in the comments so that you could come on and talk about it. But I don't know about the regeneration of brain cells because for years they've been telling us that it was taking away our brain cells. But I know that the brain needs to relax. When the brain has an injury, the brain needs to relax at times, and you can't always relax. In this day and age, you can't relax. You probably can when you're recuperating and whatever from an injury, but you gotta get up and you gotta get back into it. I think that it is a help in the healing process for the brain. I would say that, yeah, especially when people have strokes and things like that. Yeah. So, what about marijuana as a possible substitute for other substances? But there's an economic theory which has focused on the association between alcohol and marijuana use, with some authors say that alcohol and marijuana use are complements. What do you think? While others suggest that they are just as substitutes. Like let's say this, that increased federal tax on beer had a negative and a significant effect on the demand for both alcohol and marijuana, implying that alcohol and marijuana use are economic complements. They're saying they came out the same, with the same the same tax, the same amount that has been reported for the spending and whatever, marijuana and beer. And I'm like, how do they know that? How do they know how much people are spending on marijuana when all this stuff just came about in the last few years? I don't really see it. They can't. I don't really see it. I'm not even gonna go there, but I can't really see it. But so they're saying it's because of the stricter college alcohol policies and stuff like that, so they don't have as much availability of alcohol. And then the minimum drinking age and stuff like that. That's associated with the increase in the marijuana usage. So it's like, when alcohol use becomes legal, then they're 21, it levels out. I don't know. But they got it. All these studies are done for a reason. But there's a concern that use it will, it could have most vulnerable to harmful effects. I'm telling you, there is a recent review that much of the current knowledge regarding the harmful medical and behavioral effects of marijuana consumption. Just got to be careful. Adolescents marijuana has been associated with impairment in a number of areas, like impaired cognitive functioning, increased risk of developing marijuana dependence, elevated rates of school dropouts, not caring. You understand what I'm saying? And being lazy. It can make you lazy. It can make you lazy. It's an elevated risk of developing psychotic illnesses, engaging in risky behaviors. It's a lot of stuff. So gotta watch out. Those who develop persistent dependence is like an 8-point drop. Like for the kids that are using marijuana that are under the age of 18. So, you got, we're asking you to watch now. This is it, because it's starting to get dangerous. Even though, I'm not particularly against marijuana. The thing of it is I'm against the dangers of marijuana. And we're asking you to make sure that that your kids don't have early use of marijuana. It's a whole bunch of reasons that I could get into, but I would like to actually get into the safety of it, and stay away from a lot of the medical, because it's repetitive. It's repetitive right now, and these studies. See, the children don't have the problems that we have as older adults, or people that have been in car accidents or have chronic pains. These children don't have that. Okay, so you want to, if you're going to allow your children to smoke marijuana, you want to kind of try to monitor it. Ask to see what you got. Ask to see what kind of weed it is. You know what I mean? Ask to see it. Ask to see it. It's not going to hurt. Sometimes those kids want to show it off anyway. Make sure you ask to see, talk to your children about what they smoke, where they're getting it from. Talk to them about the harms associated with such use, and the difficulties of controlling the effects if you're using edibles and different things like that. You want to be able, even with alcohol, I want to be able to control myself, so I don't drink a lot of alcohol, or I don't drink a lot of alcohol or anything like that. You know what I mean? So I'll start feeling a buzz, and I'm done. I had enough. It's not. You got to know what you're doing. You got to know what you're doing. What we got here? So I'm looking for something good to play, something soft. Give us a song before we get out of here. And guys, make sure that you know that we're looking for some interesting guests. If you need an interview, you want to set up an interview, you can contact us. We're looking for interesting guests. You have a story, you have a product, you have a brand. Contact me to set up your interview. We got some stuff coming up. We're breaking new tracks. We go live on Live 365 for our RMC Independent Radio. We do recaps. If you need an interview, you need promo, contact us. We're at comfortup.com. You can contact me by inbox, or you can contact me any way you can contact me. Contact me. Yes. All right. Well, I think that it's time for me to get ready to go pay some bills over at the homestead. What we got coming up before we get up out of here? What we got is on my page. I know you can't see it, but coming up, and it's not until the 27th of the month, but it's Designer Bag Bingo. It's Envision Success Incorporated. Designer Bag Bingo fundraiser, and we need you guys to book your attendance, pay for your ticket to get in. It includes it's $40 if you prepay, $45 at the door. That's going to include your bingo card games, free drinks, and you're allowed to bring your own food. Please bring food. Those people be in there be eating. Bring your own food. Okay, and it has different payment options. Anybody needs any information on that, you can contact me. I would love for you to go and sit at the table with me. We can drink some wine. They have it says free drinks, but it's actually beer, wine, soda, and water. Okay, yes, they accept cash at the door. You can I've been there before. It's going down at St. Dominic's in Marion Hall, 8538 Frankfurt Avenue in Philadelphia. It's a fun night. The designer bags are beautiful. They also have baskets and cash that you can win, door prizes, and things like that. So it's a pretty good evening for those that a no nonsense type of evening. Ladies, and there was a lot of men in there too. Men was winning. You know what I mean? And I was thinking to myself, I was like, well, I guess she be going home with that bag tonight. Somebody getting that bag tonight. But they had man bags and everything. It was very nice. So you guys, if you want to go, hit me up. Posting flyers on my Facebook page. So guys, make sure y'all click on that and check that out. We got a lot of stuff going on with coming up. Let me see what month we in. We about to be in April already. April. I know what tomorrow is. Tomorrow is March 29th. March 29th. Happy birthday, Nani. That's my first granddaughter. Her birthday, March 29th. Yeah. So for April 4th, it's going to be Seven Management and Friends have a party, and it's going to be 8 p.m. at 51 East 9th Avenue, 9th Street in Chester. All right. And I'm going to bring an artist out. I'm going to bring out DJ X, and also it's going to be Fire Nation Flames, Judah Priest, Big Man, everybody from Seven Management, and a whole lot of others. King is performing. I don't think Fire is performing because Fire is shout out to Fire make sure everybody send out a goodwill, get well, quick wish for her surgery. But we're gonna have a good time there. So she's gonna send to our artists Moody and King. So it's gonna be a lot going on, and that's gonna be at the Real Hawk Studios in Chester. And my next guest coming on for Thursday, we're gonna have Jocelyn in the building. She is an esthetician, and she's gonna be live here in the studio. Hopefully, I can get my face beat. Hopefully, And like I said, we got some more things coming up in April, but you don't want to miss that designer bag bingo. Designer bag bingo. Jocelyn Cologne going in the building. Yes, you do not want to miss that designer bag bingo, guys. Designer bag bingo. You don't want to miss that. So I'm glad that you guys have tuned in with me and gave us your input. I know that everybody couldn't be here at this time, and I know that they'll see it a little bit later. But I want to thank you guys, and just remember what I said. All marijuana is not safe. It's not legal to run around with marijuana if you're underage, and we want to protect the children from these laws. All right, so we out of here.
She's all bad. I like the way that she work it. I like the way that she twerk it. That little dress in the middle. Then put that ass is so perfect. Killing them with them verses. I'm catching up, girl, you worth it. I'm talking foreigns and purses. Always in her shit. She's all bad. She's so bad. She's so bad. Yeah. She's all bad. She's so bad. She's so bad. Yeah. She's all bad. She's so bad. She's so bad. Yeah. She's all bad. She's so bad, she's so bad, yeah, she's so bad. Shorty, you know that you bad. I'm really feeling your swag. Just step pieces matching your bag. You ain't get them from the ass. No flex on in the jag. You ain't got it, I might put it on my tab. I'm thanking God for your mama and your dad. And run the streets, tell them niggas catch a cab. I'm like, ooh, kill him. What do you mean? All them hoes pop when I jump to the scene. P.O.P. hold it down in my PRP jeans. How the fuck she so bad and she still on her dean? I'm like, damn. Goddamn. The way you walk got me tweaking, ho. I'm like, damn. Goddamn. Just like we go. Hey, ain't one beat it. The mother whole day in the game. Tell them get the fuck about your lane. Everything got on ball, man. I'm about to make Kenny rain. And you bad, so you know it ain't thing. Reach well, Mr. Murder, that verse, sit back. I'ma let P&B rock. The way that she work it. I like the way that she twerk it. Shout out to P&B rock. Then put that ass is so perfect. Killing them with them verses. I'm catching up, girl, you worth it. I'm talking foreigns and purses. Always in her shit. She's all bad. She's so bad. She's so bad. Yeah. She's all bad. She's so bad. She's so bad. Yeah. She's all bad. She's so bad. She's so bad. Yeah. She's all bad. She's so bad. She's so bad. Yeah. She's all bad. But shorty bad and she know it. You should see all these racks I be blowing, cause I love the way she look back when she throw it, she bad. Got the red bottoms on and they matching her back and that dress so play how we back around her neck. She was good look for me, girl, you matching my swag. If she wanted, she got it. She ain't gotta act. Mommy know she the truth, she ain't gotta brag. Fuck do you mean? I'm in love with them J's when she step in the building, she fuck up the scene. If you coming out, your game better be strong. We won't point you, that Remy be loud. Body so right, she can never be wrong, cause I love how she walk with them 17 on. You need a nigga like me, but listen, baby, I'm a G, so you can't be my one and my only. Cause baby, I'm a soldier, but I ain't gonna hold you. That body, she come with a trophy. When they bring some of your homies, we about to have a fun night. But then I gotta say stop, cause I ain't looking for love, I'm just looking for a one night. I like the way that she work it. I like the way that she twerk it. That little dress in the middle. Then put that ass is so perfect. Killing them with them verses. I'm catching up, girl, you worth it. I'm talking foreigns and purses. Always in her shit. She's all bad. She's so bad. She's so bad. Yeah. bad, she's so bad, yeah. She's so bad, she's so bad, she's so bad, yeah. She's so bad, she's so bad, she's so bad, yeah. She's so bad.
Alright guys, I'll see you guys on Monday. Monday we're gonna be here with some banging music, just like this song, She's So Bad, featuring P&B Rock, Recreaional, and Santa. Shout out to DJ Ant. Ain't no talking. Janice Manny out.